Good swing there. Let's take a look at these. But what's great is, and part of the anti-left is going to be that elbow being more in front of your body. And, and that's where you're starting to work that right elbow more in front of your right pocket through impact. But you see how you have to close it down a little bit more than even you need to right here? Yeah. So there's that face being a little bit lost through there through impact. And that beautiful swing of yours gets a little bit just... And that right there, to me, all it is just an awareness that, okay, my hands are the club face, right? So what I mean by that for my viewer, if I open my right, that is the club face. If I open my left, the back of my left is the club face. So, if I have connection and a good rhythm, now I have club face awareness, and I know exactly where that club face is through impact. Now, for somebody who's overturning the golf ball, well, I've always felt it's kind of common sense. Don't you lead with the heel a little longer? For somebody who needs, who's overcutting it, well, hey, listen, besides working on getting into on the right swing plane like Ashley has, well, here we go. Just, sometimes just hitting a couple of these. And you see how I just released it a little bit more? And it just turns a little bit more the other direction. Educate your hands on what needs to happen. Yeah, connection matters. And when you have a beautifully connected swing, less activity happens here. But it's still what's holding the golf club. The hands are. So there needs to be an education and awareness of what these are doing at impact. And the best golfers will all tell you. For example, I use Cameron Sisk as an example of the U.S. Amateur one year at Pebble. He just could not hit the draw with his longer irons. Well, I said, hey, buddy, imagine there's a ball behind the ball and square it up at that ball as opposed to the ball itself. Just whenever he needed a little extra draw, he would just imagine squaring it up that much sooner. That was just something that he was able to do here, and it was able to connect and become part of his game. Think about it like this. Go ahead and hold the club just like this with your right hand open, okay? Now go back, and you can see the club face is your right hand. It's the same. If that elbow's in front, look at the club face. There's just no chance the club face is going where? That way, right? I would have to do something crazy from there. But if I just keep rotating, it's stable. So what I want you to do is I want you to get into that position that you have right here and just rotate through impact like that. And you can see that, with very minimal rotation of my club face there, none at all actually, I hit that square. I have a feeling this is going to stabilize the club face more, and it did. See that? Mm-hmm. That's to the point right there where the face is actually, look at that. We're making some progress here. The other direction now. That is so good right there. People need to understand, you use that trail arm, which is dominant for so many of us. I'm right-handed. Look at the club face. Look at the angle of attack. But what's great is, look at when you pull the left, look at the club face. It just depends on your body's rotation at that point to square it up. What club is that?
7.
Move it up a little bit in the stance, just a little bit. There we go. Yeah. Believe it or not, just moving that ball up a little bit, Ash, will actually straighten that ball flight for you. Sometimes if it's a little bit too towards middle, that keeps that path a little bit into out and forces the club face to, be a little bit more close to the path sometimes.
Okay.
And that's where that draw comes from. Or even that one when you try to hold it off really nicely and then it just stays out right, Yeah, so just move that ball up a little bit. 7-iron should be just like 1.5 inches ahead of center. Tell you what though, don't change your backswing, okay? It's as good as I've seen it. Right from your zipper in a directly perpendicular line to your feet, and you'll at least know where middle is, and then you can move it gradually ahead. That's what I do. Sometimes I just set up, super easy, you guys. You just hopefully you're not wearing your pants like this or something where they're sideways, and you go no. If it's dead in the middle, the belt buckle's right here, just hold that up right there. And at least that way you'll see where the center of your body is, and you can gauge where that ball should be. Super easy. Just having a couple simple drills of just stabilizing the club face when you warm up, and knowing that, okay, if I read the ball flight, if it's doing one of the other, just do some little 3/4 swings where you're feeling the opposite of it, and just get that education of the hands through impact. It's pretty. Yeah, so when the shot tracer picks up some shots today, it's important that our viewer does know we do have the ocean out that way. And every day, almost here, unless it's a Santa Ana wind where it comes out of the east and it's hot wind, always, always, always across on this driving range, which is a right-hander's best friend. This range is really, really conducive to a right-handed golfer. Wind always coming out of the right, and So those over-the-top golfers with those cuts feel a little bit more comfortable out here. She's literally feeling like the face is staying more open through impact, and not open lofted, open just as far as more right. And that's a good thing for somebody who's still hitting it dead on line with a 1 yard draw. You know, and you can see where her maybe letting that go before could maybe cause a little bit of that overdraw. She has great timing. She still pures it. You probably would see the shot tracers beforehand still pretty straight. But in tournament play, that was a better swing right there. In tournament play, especially with this right to left wind right now, really easy if you get a little bit quick, a little bit off, that can be overdone. Little upgrade to the YouTube program here. We got the shot tracer back here full time.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, give our viewers a little peek at this.
Fancy.
It's pretty sweet back here. Kev's coming through for the team here. This thing's back here posted up behind the golfers all the time. Shot tracer the whole time. He always gets on me though, because I always stand right here. I'm always standing in front of it, so I have to kind of like I gotta do one of these now.